si tumetembea. Gor Mahia mbele. Gor fans. Leopards. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mashemeji Day coverage on CSports starts now. My name is Chance.
Wagwan. So my name is Odundo Omolo and the IG handle is Odundo Omolo or L4B Love Football.
In the derby, I'll be supporting AFC Leopards. It just makes sense. Nobody wants to see Gor Mahia win. You know, if they win, there's going to be greater implications to the table, and we don't want that now, do we? Nobody wants to see Gor Mahia win.
So the team that I support in Kenya is Gor Mahia. And obviously in the derby I'll be supporting Gor Mahia, but locally it's wherever my brother is at. So either Kangemi Atletico or Kangemi All Stars. It depends.
In CSports, we're going to make our usual. You're going to expect the vlogs, the match experience vlog that will come at the end. We're going to have CSports on the streets. We'll be talking to people on the streets. We'll try to go live. We'll have our CSports threads as usual during the match day. We will make the thread as the game goes on. And match days in the streets, in the studio, in the stadium. You will see what you can do.
For me, honestly speaking, I'd like to go and watch the game and enjoy the vibes. But what they will see from our page is just, as I've said, the vibes. Just pretty much the vibes, the fans entering the stadium, a little bit of some football, and a post-match reaction. It really depends on the crowd. My key challenge is shooting on the day, especially when it comes to the safety of your equipment, the rowdiness. Hey, fans can be rowdy. Kwanza kwa gate.
The number one challenge in making content is security. The security for yourself and for the things you're walking around with. Like me, I use my phone. The other thing is weather. Currently it's raining, and before that it was very hot. The weather is very tricky when you're making content. They are the two biggest clubs in the country, not only in terms of fan bases but also in terms of the trophies won. AFC Leopards only come third after Tusker, who come second to Gor Mahia. So they're the biggest clubs in the country facing off in terms of fan base, trophies won, the oldest clubs in the country also. Even before we knew any other thing about Kenyan football, I already knew about the Mashemeji Derby. Like Gor Mahia and FC Leopards playing have always been a big deal in this country since Kitambo sana. And for most people, it is what introduced us to the Kenyan football scene. Like ukienda hata ulize mtu mwenye ajui anything about FootballKE or football in Kenya in general, and ask them what do you know about Kenya, atakwambia kuhusu Gor Mahia na AFC Leopards, and more specifically atasema hata kuhusu the Mashemeji Derby. Mashemeji Derby is the peak football culture in Kenya.
Mashemeji Derby means a lot to me. It means the heritage of our soccer. It means the growth of our football. And obviously, it also means that this is where two of our biggest and most successful clubs meet, and it means interacting with fans from various clubs, because no fan will always want the derby to pass him through.
The trash talk, man. The trash talk. And then even just the culture. The way Gor Mahia march into the stadium, AFC Leopards have their own way of entering the stadium. Just the whole hype. You see, even the fact that this is one of the games that has been postponed a number of times because they have to make it. It's a whole event. It's not just the football. It's just everything from as early as when it's announced. You just know this derby. Guys already hype it. There's talk. Even if FC are not even like title contenders really, but here we are. It's a big game. And looking forward to it.
I'm just trying to make it so that
this will be my third time attending the Mashemeji Derby. The first two were last season. The first leg for when Gor Mahia hosted the game at it was not Gor Mahia, it was AFC Leopards hosted the game at Kasarani, and then the second one Gor Mahia hosted the game at Nyayo, and now we are back to Nyayo for the AFC Leopards hosting the game. In the first derby I went to at Kasarani, it was extremely epic, by the way. It was the first time I ever met people marching in the street going to a football match. I had never seen that before. That was surprising. I didn't know. I knew people like I knew people that assembled in the streets and then went to the stadium, but I did not know what actually that meant. Like, I just thought people met and then went. But bro, it was amazing actually. The moment I just ran into town, like from the moment I landed in the CBD, you could just hear the noise from the streets where the people were going. Actually, they were in one street. Like I landed like down the street and I met Gor Mahia fans, and then I called my friend like, "Where are you? Can I be? We are up the street." And moving up the street, I'm meeting AFC Leopards fans. So that was amazing. I had never seen something like that. I did not know that's how it happened. Not only that, but it was also my third KPL match to attend. I had just started, and before that I had attended AFC Leopards and Shabana at the complex, and then the following weekend I am going for Mashemeji Derby at Kasarani. It was amazing. I'm not even going to lie. There was this jamaa alikuwa amepiga luku suti head to top, ilikuwa AFC Leopards. And also that was my first time nilimatch na mafans wa Gor after they won the Mashemeji Derby in Kasarani. The derby day number 2 at Nyayo. Now this was the most amazing day football. This was the most amazing match day I've ever attended in FootballKE. Like, since I had already had like a preconception of how the derby day is like I knew people attending in the streets since I had already attended one. So I was like, let's go to the streets, we'll meet people there, we will have fun. Oh my god, it was amazing. There was so many people in the street. I had never seen that. Bro, it was not a political rally, but it was not a political rally, it was not a church function, and the streets were full. Bro, it was like the whole city turned up for this game. Nakumbuka one of the funniest things that happened, tulikuwa hapo hivyo nje ya chicken nini kwa hapo kwa Pasta Nganga. Alafu kuna jamaa aliamua kukula flow. Get it? But I still think about that fella to this day. Apart from that, the first thing we did, I was with the Leopards fans, and then we marched we marched around the CBD. Like, tulikuwa hapo Hilton, wakazunguka, wakaenda mpaka Kimathi Street, and then wakarudi na Moi Avenue. Meanwhile, that whole time when that is happening, Gor Mahia fans are down Moi Avenue. They have started going that way towards the stadium. So sisi tumezunguka, tunakuja, Bolenge ndiano. Tukidance, Bolenge ndiano. Hatujui mbele kuna nini. So tukifika hapo hivyo around hiyo chicken nilikuwa nasema, ndio ukiangalia mbele unaona haya mafans wa Gor wako huko mbele. So it was like Uru Highway from the Leselasa intersection to Nyayo Stadium. It was all locked up, both lanes. Not ilikuwa imejaa tu mafans, watu wakimatch kwenda stadi. Oh my god, it was amazing. Not even going to lie. Gor Mahia mbele. Gor fans. Leopards. Shit. I had gone to Nyayo Stadium several times, but I had not seen Nyayo Stadium full to that point. Like, Nyayo ilijaa. Najua watu wakipata chance ya kuuza matiko wanauzanga tu maticket kama 1 million. Ilijaa, ilikuwa na kaka game ya juzi ya tumetoka ya Kenya versus Gabon. Ilikuwa imagine ilikuwa imejaa hivyo, and that is Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards playing. And then it rained. There was dancing. It was just amazing. Kulikuwa na tear gas. Like, vitu zote zenye unataka kwa derby zilikuwa hiyo day by the It was a successful derby. I'm not even going to lie.
Then my biggest memory as a fan about the Mashemeji Derby happened in 2021 when Benson Omala missed a penalty in the derby and AFC Leopards went ahead to beat Gor Mahia after a goal from Victor Omune from the spot. That is my biggest memory because nobody expected Omala to ever miss a penalty and he missed it.
Nishapigia pharmacist simu, ameniambia nanitengenezea order.
Then what I'll do preparing for the derby, obviously the first and most important thing is buying myself a ticket, and apart from buying myself a ticket is ensuring that I'm in the company of friends and calling upon my friends so that we can all go for the derby. Even if somebody does not attend Kenyan games in normalcy, the derby should always be an exception.
The clubs that think the best chance are AFC Leopards only. Like, AFC Leopards have the best chance, right? And then Mahia, they have the best songs. Voila, voila, kondomu, voila, voila, kondomu, voila, voila, kondomu, voila, voila, kondomu, voila, voila, kondomu. Polisi na hongo wamelaniwa. Polisi na hongo. How does that one go? Polisi na hongo wamelaniwa. Polisi na hongo wamelaniwa. Polisi na hongo wamelaniwa. Polisi na hongo. Muranga na waru wamelaniwa. Muranga na waru wamelaniwa. Muranga na waru wamelaniwa. Muranga na waru. They were singing for Muranga Seals. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember, but and then I like that dance that the Gor Mahia fans do. I don't know this. The one they sing and then they start going. We are the Sharks. 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 We are the Sharks.
My favorite chant in Kenyan football is always the one by Gor Mahia fans when they know that they are winning the game and they know that the opposition team cannot come back. They usually say, "Match Kolo Miel, match, match, match Kolo Miel." That is the best chant which I've heard in terms of Kenyan football. That is the best chant which I always have. And there was a club called Sony Sugar which even tried to mimic that chant a few years ago, though they went under the radar, but they also knew how to perform it in a different manner.
We just need a face to face. You can pick the time and the place.
If they want to maintain the title, if they want to have any hopes of winning the title, they have to win this game. Like, if FC Leopards don't win this game, the season is over. Like, this is the game to win. But if they win, they maintain a close gap on FC Leopards, who are second, who are going third or second, I don't know, somewhere there. But they maintain a close gap to the top guys. Which if they lose, now we're going to start putting up the gap is going to be placed by Gor Mahia and Police. They're going to start putting the gap and Tusker. So it's a must win for FC Leopards. That's all I can say.
My expectations are that this time around AFC Leopards gets to win this derby. It's been long since they finally had those bragging rights, and based on how they've lost the previous derby due to frivolous goalkeeping mistakes, I expect that this time around AFC Leopards finally get to walk away with all 3 points.
One player from the other team that Enoch Morrison. I really like Enoch Morrison. I think he's a very good holding mid. Anashikilianga for midfield. I remember the last game nilienda Gor Mahia during the first half. Ilikuwa Gor Mahia na nani? Hakuanza first half and then the game was just slow. And then when aliingia na the opponents were really playing back and forth with them. Alafu venye aliingia second half, alishikilia midfield, watu walikuwa wanashinda kusonga hata wajua nenda, and Gor Mahia scored like 3 goals instantly after ameingia. Kama ilikuwa mbili, I don't remember. Enoch Morrison and Osto, I like the way but they were out of vile ameshikilia mid. Ndio. Morrison defensively, Osto kwenda mbele.
One player whom I'll have from Gor Mahia, it's obviously going to be Austin Odhiambo. In terms of creativity, that is something which FC Leopards lack, and Austin, if you got Austin from Gor Mahia, he's obviously going to do it. He's always obviously going to give out that proper game, that proper supply needed for the forward line.
Southside, I've been losing friends.
For Leopards, I think Ovela Ocheng is going to be an important player. Anapiganga free kicks zingine moto sana. Hapo hii game sasa ndio tutajua kati ya Osto na Ovela nani anajua kupiga free kicks. Bas. Hao ndio wanakwanga wanoma free kicks. So we are going to see Ovela, Ken, Kelly, Gor Mahia, Osto, Enoch Morrison, and my best friend Sharif Musa.
Actually, I don't even know if Nani is fully fit, but it would be good to see Austin, Benson, even if he was cleared, it would be really good to see him playing. But I think the key players, let's say Alphonse, man. Is it Alphonse, man?
And also something other important that is some game changers in the match going to be like the goalkeepers. If the goalkeepers decide to have a bad office day, it's going to be a bad day for us. So Gad Matthews, Davis Opio.
That's a good one. Gor Mahia have been struggling, or usually struggle in attacking, especially converting goals. I think that's one of their weaknesses. But I think the fact that they are chasing the league is what is going to be pushing them, so it will be a strength during the derby. And even our fans, man, say, this one we're taking because FC Leopard fans have talked a lot of trash everywhere. So, okay. Now, FC Leopards, the weakness is, to me, it's retaining the ball.
This season has been very long for both these clubs. They all had a poor start to the season. They all got rid of their white coaches. Gor Mahia got rid of their white coach. I'm not sure about Tommy T. I'm not sure about what the situation is with Tommy T and FC Leopards. I don't know if he's still their coach or he's not. But I know Gor Mahia got rid of their coach. They had Zico, and now they have brought in their new crackhead. I meant the new white coach. FC Leopards meanwhile are being managed by Fred Amani. Bado hatujui nini ilifanyikia Tommy T. Bro, we don't know what the situation is with Tommy T. Currently, Gor Mahia are third with 42 points, and this is their game in hand. If they win this game in hand, they can go top of the table since they have a better goal difference than Police FC. And if FC Leopards win, they are going fourth, and they are going to be like 2 points or 3 points behind Gor Mahia and Tusker. I don't know. Something like that. This means this is a must-win game for both these teams because the implications are actually going to cause a ripple effect that's going to affect both these teams, not only these teams but also the entire league for up to the end of the season. Because if Gor win, they have one hand in the title. Because if they win, now they have the same number of points with Police. They have a better goal difference, so they have one hand on the title, and the league is theirs to lose. And if FC Leopards win, they're closer to the top, which means the title hopes are still there. Can't say title charge, but the title hopes are still there. But you say, oh, they can't. You never know. Football. The Mashemeji Derby 2025, this game is going to determine a lot of destinies in the league. Because if Gor win, they have one hand on the title. If they lose, Police are securely on top of the table. Leopards win, they are closer to the top, and they're going to keep on chasing and apply pressure, which means the title hopes are still there. If they lose, right near top 4, sasa wanaanza kupigana na KCB hapo chini. You never know. You lose one game, it can decide to spoil your whole season.
I think if Gor Mahia win this, they have a good chance of actually taking the league, to be honest. It's pretty close with FC Police and Tusker, but I think this will give them the momentum to go and win the league once again. It just shows how big clubs locally, and these are two of actually, while Shabana is also growing, these are two of the biggest clubs with a following. And so even with their history, it goes way back, and so it's just good to see. It's just really good to see, man. It just pushes our football. You know, sometimes people look at our football and are just like, and the fact that it also looks like a whole event. You know, we'll have people selling jerseys. That's one of the events whereby games whereby people sell a lot of jerseys. We have a lot of ticket sales. This is one of the biggest watched FKF Premier League games, and so it shows that our football is growing and has that opportunity, because you know in other countries like abroad we have, you know, tickets are sold out to what nini, but you see locally it's not the same. Like for instance, Madare versus KCB won't have such a big fan attendance, but this one it's a whole event. Even guys who don't watch football will be there.
Of course, I expect a very huge atmosphere, an atmosphere of joy, an atmosphere of fans interacting from different levels, neutral, and also Gor Mahia and FC Leopards fans, all of them interacting in general.
Without the derby, the league just does not slap the way. Like kuna kakitu tu hakuna senye FC Leopards na Gor hazijacheza. Senye mafans hawajakutana kwa ground waonane mundu kwa mundu. Kuna kitu tu ina miss, right? My predictions for the Mashemeji Derby. FC Leopards are going to win this one. You can take that to the bank. It's going to be a 3-1 win to FC Leopards or a 3-2 win to FC Leopards. But FC Leopards are winning by 3. And in general, FC Leopards are going to win if they don't win by 3.
Then, fans' word which I'll give to the fans is that turn out in numbers, support the game. Whether you are not a Gor Mahia or FC Leopards fan, just turn out enjoy the derby. It's always enjoyable because as a football fan, if at all you miss 5 fixtures, ensure that the 6th fixture which you do not miss, ensure that one fixture which you do not miss, which should always be an exception, is the Mashemeji Derby, the biggest derby in Kenya. Nyayo tu kwa sasa. Thank you.